Hey there, and happy Wednesday. So it is 4th of July Eve, and I hope you guys have plans. Ours has kind of changed a little bit because the weather is supposed to be kind of icky, kind of cool, kind of rainy, but we're going to make the most of it and just kind of be flexible. So I'm bringing you some inspiration here from a card that I've recently done at a couple of the classes that I've held, and for people that like to color, this will be right up your alley. And so I also have some newer products to show you because today is a big day. It kicks off July bonus days. So for every $50 that you spend, Stampin' Up, as soon as you place your order, then they will send you a coupon code. If you want me to manage that for you, I can do that as well. And that $5 coupon then gets redeemed in August by you. And so how that works, is you just spend the money, put the coupon code in, and it takes $5 off your order, kind of like Kohl's Cash. Hello there, Lisa. Good to see you on here. And so just keep in mind when you're ordering, like if you have a bundle and it's in your basket, your shopping cart, and it's $46, maybe add something tiny to it to get to the, the $50 level to get your coupon code, and it's before shipping and tax and that. So it'll be easy as you're shopping to know right where you're at before you hit checkout, because doing that is when the taxes and everything gets added on. Or if you get a couple bundles and you're, at the $90 level, you might go, you know what, I'm going to spend $10 to get $10 back. So that works out that way too. So that happens today. That kicks off, goes through the whole month of July, and then August is when you redeem. The other thing, Stampin' Up added a couple new fun kits to the kits collection, and that link is found here on my business page on Facebook. And then also the third thing is online exclusives, and that's what I have to show you here. So let me get my camera turned around here so that you can see better what I'm going to not only make for you, but also oops, gosh. I don't know why this doesn't just want to stop where it used to. I miss those days. Okay. All right. So I've got this here, and let's see. Before I go into making my card, I'm going to, first of all, I kind of just wanted to dig off to the side here because I had a card that that inspired the card that I'm going to make today. And I just realized I don't have that set aside, but it makes me wonder if I do have it set aside somewhere, because now I can't find it. Oh, I hate it when that happens. So we're just going to go without showing you that. Maybe I'll find it a different day. It showed this card that I received, but as a fun fold. And so, so I was going to show you the difference in how I made it look different, but that's okay. All right. So this is what I got you guys. Online exclusives, greeting of the season. Who doesn't love beautiful sentiments for the holiday Christmas season? And I love these fonts. So lots of nice fonts for inside, outside, for making beautiful tags. When I was on the Mexico incentive trip, they showed us some really gorgeous tags. And so they did a lot with this. And then greetings of the season dies as well. I think I should take the time to open that so you can kind of see. I haven't touched these yet. I pre-ordered them and then got busy doing classes, prepping those for you guys, which I love to do. All right, so we have some really fun tags here. I love the shapes and sizes of them. I really do. And then they've got the little circles on there to put the ribbon through. And then we've got some long tags there too. So that is Greetings of the Season dies, Greetings of the Season stamp set. Golden greenery. I loved this. Like, you see sometimes images like that and go, I really don't know what to do with it. But Stampin' Up there again did such a great job on the incentive trip. Shelly and Sarah stamped for us, and so it was so fun to see them putting things together and such. And so that's that. And then here are the dies. So you can see how some of these cut out some of these and such with the greenery and different things. And here, I love it. You can already see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holly berries lined up, so you can add those easily to your projects. And look at these big pieces of greenery as well. And that cuts out some of the beautiful designer series paper. And let's see if I have that handy here. Yes, I do. So here, look at this. This is called 12 by 12, obviously, gold mercury vellum. So love this. I know a couple years ago we had some mercury acetate, and that was so fun. Everybody loved it. I think it was kind of underestimated. When you looked online, you couldn't see it, or in the catalog. But in person, when I got to use it at classes for you guys loved it. So online exclusive here. And then this goes along with the golden greenery as well. And then the dies will cut this out too. So this is called Graceful Greenery Vellum. Just so, so pretty, you guys. All right. And then we have this Season of Green and Gold. And so this is some beautiful foil paper. And I'm just giving you guys a sneak peek, so I'm not going to open these up until I actually use them in a project. And then obviously this came out of the drawer that holds my online exclusive things, because we still got like that latte set and other carrying forward online exclusive things. Changing leaves. Do you know me? I love fall. And so, of course, I had to get the changing leaves. Love these. And then here is a hybrid embossing folder set here to go with that. Here we go. Should have had these open for you guys, but it's always busy right away, the first of the month, getting out my newsletter and just other stuff around the house. And so I always feel like by the time I get caught up, then the month's gone. Does anybody else feel like that too? Okay, so changing leaves, and here are the dies. So how fun is that? And it's connected because, oh yes, let's just package and repackage and package some more. Okay, the die, or the embossing folder. Here we've got the embossing folder. Gorgeous embossing folder. I hope that the camera's picking that up so you can see that. And then that is going to fit inside here so that your stamped, your embossed images can be die cut, and they'll have that design on there. So I'm thrilled to be working with that. Oh, here it is. No, I made it sound like it was a surprise. It's not a surprise that there's more leaves, and then fun different dies for coordinating with the stamp set. So those dies will cut out or actually make nice little label or, pop-ups for framing your sentiments, as well as that. So we've got that. Let me put that together off to the side. Oh, you guys, I fell in love with the sophisticated sled. Years ago, and it has been a number of years. Stampin' Up! Had the beautiful, elegant skates, and I know a number of people were looking for it. It was like, that was the start of Stampin' Up! Selling out of things, and it was so hard to get that. And so they ran out, and I'm so glad to see that they came back with something different, but similar. And so we've got nice sentimental greetings for the holiday season. And then look at, like, you can make your sled look wooden here, so it embosses as it cuts. And then we've got the wreath and the sled and all of the fun things, the skates. So we've got actually a couple kinds of skates, so you can cut out the skates here, and then this actually does the same as the die cut and the stamped image going together. So really looking forward to working with that. And then this is a standalone stamp set, and I don't know how many of you are into trains, but I feel like because my brother-in-law works for Union Pacific, he is like totally all about trains, and anytime we have something to do with trains, we're always like talking about trains with him. So his birthday's not till October, but I know he'll be getting a birthday card made with this. But there's also so many people that just love trains, and I love how vintage it looks too. So he would probably actually know exactly what kind of train that is. He's very knowledgeable about that, that's for sure. So this is standalone and no dies to match that or paper to match with it. But I did think that this would coordinate really well with that Adventurous Sky Suite collection that we have with the airplanes and the Designer Series paper. So I'm going to see if I can put something together, maybe using that as well. So hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek. And I want, oh, wait a minute, we're not done. Because we have embellishments that went with some of those products too. So we've got the cherry, cobbler, and pearls adhesive back berries. So that's going to look perfect. These are just all put together here, like 3 gems, and then we've got some singles. And then this is hard to kind of probably see for you guys, but it's called Pecan Pie and Clear Ribboned Adhesive Back Dots. And so ribboned means like it's got the ribbing in there, little black lines in both of those colors. So I love that. And then really pretty ribbons. So this is cream woven ribbon, and both that and this one are similar. So we've got cream and white, but you can see the white has kind of a distress. It almost looks like it's been, you know, that distressing tool that we have, or like roughed up along the edges. The white one is like that. So the white one's called Frayed Grosgrain Ribbon, and then this one is the cream woven ribbon. And just this one isn't frayed, but it has that nice soft feel. It's got like a cottony feel to it. And then this one goes with the Christmas collection. It's very vanilla, and it's just called Satin Ribbon, and it's a thicker, it's 3/4 inch. So that'll really put your elegant projects like to the test with that too. So that goes along with all those new products as well. Okay, now I promise I'll get to the card. I hope I haven't bored you, oops, but I hope I've given you some excitement of what's to come. So you can order those, even though I pre-ordered them. You can order any of those things I showed you today. Just go to my store, in the search bar, put online exclusives. That page should pop up and show you that. Otherwise, it's in the menu. If you click on menu and then online exclusives, you should see it as well. But always let me know if you need help. Okay, let's get to this one. This one has a lot of pieces to it. And if you don't like to color, maybe this isn't your card. But for those that love to color, this is your card. And this is coming from the annual catalog here. Starting on page actually 48 and 49 has this whole Country Woods Suite collection with the beautiful birdhouse and everything. And so I am using the Country Flowers bundle, the stamps, the dies, and then both of these papers, Country Woods Designer Series paper and Country Lace Designer Series paper. So that is where that is coming from. I'm using the woods here, and then the lace and kind of the plainer texture there. So that is where that comes from in the catalog. And I'm pretty sure I've used these before to show you some really nice die cut images. I love it that it has extra flowers and stamp or cuts out multiple leaves too at once. So that is that. All right, so what I've done since this was from a class is I have all these pieces cut out ahead of time, so it will make putting it together a little faster. So I have the piece here from Country Woods, and this is cut 4 inches by 3 inches. And then I've also got from the Country Lace, these two coordinate really well. Our card base is basic beige, so all of these really go together well with the neutral tones. So from the Country Lace, that is cut 4 by 2 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to start by kind of laying down that foundation here of this. I'm going to start by putting that at the top here. And just kind of eyeing it and thinking, okay, what does a 1/4 inch look like on the sides and the top? So I'm going to lay that first one down. I love this, like this would look so pretty together like that, but we're going with different colors, so that's why. Okay, so this is going to go on top and just overlap a little bit here, but still kind of keeping that kind of visual of about a 1/4 inch from the bottom. So that we can set aside. And then now I'm going to open up my Crumb Cake ink pad here and have that ready to go. And so with that, we've got just this little tiny, I call it like a motif image here. And so what I have is a 3 by 4 inch of that Country Lace Designer Series paper. And I'm going to let me grab this. And I'm just going to stamp right on my Designer Series paper, kind of on half of it. I'm going to go up at the top and then a little bit kind of here on the bottom, and even stamping off the edges. And so this is going to kind of just add a little bit more pattern to the pattern paper, and then kind of give us some edging to the focal point that's going to go across there. So we have that, and then this can be then put on the kind of matting piece, which I chose Crumb Cake. And so our crumb cake piece is cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you can see already when I say there's a lot of little pieces to this, this is true. So I also want to show you our new basic beige color. Comes in that bordered ribbon. Love that. And that is just going to get wrapped around this piece. And of course that gets done before we put it on the card. So I'm just kind of going layer by layer for you guys. Sometimes I kind of do all the stamping, do all the coloring, and then just kind of put it together. But as cards like this, I'm always afraid, like, oh, am I going to forget to put the ribbon on or something? I'll just like put the adhesive on, and then it's too late to put the ribbon on, or it's going to wreck it potentially. So that I'm just going to cut like so, just so that there's a little knot off to the side. And then this is my little trick again. If you think, oh, it's too far off to the side, you just squeeze this together, and then it makes sliding around so much easier. And vice versa, if it's too far over and you want it closer to the edge, do that same thing. And it makes your bows and your ribbons so much easier when you just give it a squeeze to squeeze that space together. Now this is ready to go. So I'm just going to add some adhesive here onto the back side, and love this. So there again, for those of you that love to copy my layouts, this would make a great layout, because there you're using just some fun Designer Series paper. You could use your own Designer Series paper and just copy those measurements and such, and then you can have your own design for any occasion. So here's where we do some stamping. Let me grab my basic gray. Usually when I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends alcohol markers, I go with Memento, but I wanted something that was a little softer than the Memento ink. So I went with basic gray, and I'm just going to stamp out the cute little bucket here and this floral arrangement here. And then there's even Flower Market. That's part of the images. So I'm just going to put that right on top of my bucket. I'm going to do that right away so I don't forget to do it at all. And then another thing that I brought in from the Unbounded Love stamp set are the 2 sentiments they have in there, hello and friends. So I put those together on a block. And then also die cut with the Unbounded Love, the nice little tag here that has the cutout or cut in sides here, and then it looks kind of like stitched or dotted, I should say. So this is going to get stamped hello friend in the crumb cake and off to the side. So I'm going to have that ready, and then I can pull over my cut and emboss machine here and run these through for you. And I should be able to do these at the same time. I think I left plenty of space, but we'll see if they cooperate. So I have that to lay on top there. And then this one, I tried to be on hand at my class to just kind of help people cut this out, because this one is a little bit trickier to line up. Not terrible by any means, but I know everybody appreciates help when it just all looks the same, but it doesn't always fit. So there we've got that, these 2 pieces here cut out, fun little images. So love the dies for the Country Flowers stamps. Let me just put that aside. dye. And then also something from the Country Flowers dyes is this dye. So I just got out some Mossy Meadow cardstock and then laid that dye out and just cut out a bunch of these so everybody would have that pre-cut. So nice little dye here that does that. And there again, people that come to my classes, I try and do some pre-prep so that it's not so hard to do all of that for them. All right, this is where it kind of got tricky for people, but nobody really complained. I was expecting a little bit of pushback. Here literally are all the markers that I brought to class, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. So everybody got to use these. I'm gonna get really close here because I'm gonna give you a coloring lesson, but these are all of the markers that were used for doing this coloring in here. All right, so here we've got some light pecan pie, and that's where I'm just going to, with the bullet tip, go across the bucket here and just kind of fill that in like so. And then I'm going to go across the bottom and fill that in. And so I'm not doing any blending with this particular color here. But as everybody knows, don't we love our blends because they're so smooth. And then I'm going to grab my 2 crumb cakes, the light and the dark. Don't need that. And I'm going to start with the dark crumb cake. And I don't have to get too close or too perfect towards the top because that flower arrangement is going to come down and just kind of cover up towards the top here. There is a black line that goes across the top. I think on one of my first videos that I used this with, I was like, hey, do you always have to put flowers across the top or, you know, fill it with something? But there is just one line where if you want it just for the bucket, you can just add a line to the top to kind of close that off. So I'm just going to go here with my dark crumb cake and just go around the edges, kind of going out a little bit more on the corners on the bottom. And then across the top, across the bottom, and then kind of coming out a little bit more in the corners there. So that is the dark crumb cake. And then I've got my light crumb cake here. And then this I'm just going to fill in and kind of grab. I kind of go from the edges and pull that out so that it blends a little bit. I always find when I use my crumb cake, it seems like it's a little bit, to start with anyway, a little bit of a color difference. Sometimes it's hard to tell with certain colors, like what is light or what is dark as you're coloring, but this one gives a little bit more dramatic effect. I don't mind that at all, because like when the flower market here that I'm coloring over top, when we want that to be front and center, we don't want that to get muddied out by the darker colors and such too. So I feel like it does a good job. And it's always fun to set something like this aside and just see what it does after a few minutes and the colors start to blend a little bit more. So kind of some vintage neutral colors there. And then we're going to head over to the flowers here. So I'm going to start with my light pumpkin pie. And I have my little cheat sheet. You don't want to like see this because it's pretty messy, but I have this that I write down all the supplies that I need to pack for my classes so that nothing gets left behind at home. And this one was quite a list because I've got all these different markers and the different dyes and the different stamp sets kind of coming together. So here again, I'm just using just one of the colors, just the light pumpkin pie, to fill in some of these flowers here. And I just kind of like pick and choose what to start with. There's no rhyme or reason why, but I just thought, okay, if I can pick out like 5 of these flowers and start there, then it kind of starts to kind of eliminate the other areas that I need to start my coloring with. And then I've got the light wild weed. I'm going to use that one next. Oh, Amy and Lisa know each other. I always think that's so fun when people join in at the same time. There we go. Okay, so this is the light wild wheat. I think this is going to be such a fun fall color too. And for a design like this, and where you see the succulents, it's just always so fun to add different colors, because succulents, you can hardly go wrong with those when it comes to adding color. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of a dot or splash here of pumpkin pie, that light pumpkin pie from the bucket that I just colored for the center there. And then I'm going to grab some light Old Olive, and that's going to be, speaking of the succulents, that's going to go in here, and I'm going to fill that in. Because the succulent's a little bit bigger here, I considered trying to shade that in a little bit with some darker Old Olive, but I kind of liked the pop and statement that it has by being the one solid color. And because there's so much going on, I thought, okay, maybe that could add to the busyness, and I kind of just liked the statement of it being just like that. And then I'm going to go with the dark Old Olive and fill in the leaves here with that. So these leaves kind of just are here, there, and everywhere. So filling those in. And here again, you could have this design look so different depending on even the colors you use for spring versus fall and all different occasions. The wedding we went to last week, and they had gorgeous flowers and kind of peachy tones, and it just was so pretty. And of course, I have no idea floral names, so don't even ask me what kind of flowers they had. They had flowers and baby's breath. I do know what baby's breath is. How is that? Okay, so I've got that. And then the last thing that I have to use is this little flower. So I'm going to come in with some light Calypso coral here. And that kind of helps coordinate with that pumpkin pie. This one we don't have to worry so much about overlapping, because the next color in is going to be a little bit darker. So if it gets on there, that's okay. And for that, we're going to do light Cajun Craze. This is a great floral color to go with this scheme here, and this is the last color that I'm going to use. I'm just going to fill that in like so. And now we've got this all done, you guys. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, we've got that and that, and I think I'm just going to leave it here at this close up stage, because then you can kind of see how I build it. I'm just going to put some dimensionals here on my watering can, kind of in the middle, and then this is going to fit over top, so I don't want to put any dimensionals here. I kind of want to put my dimensionals up across the top a little bit more, so it can nest and not bulge up with dimensionals on top of dimensionals. And then this one too is going to get tucked, so I'm just going to put dimensionals on the back side of this one side there. So it's almost easier for me to have all of these little pieces here ready to go, so that I can just kind of tuck and go from there. So I've got that. I want this close to the edge, and then this is just going to kind of go like that, and then this is going to go over the bucket like so. And then actually maybe I'll just put it down a little bit. There we go. And then now I can kind of move around my ribbon a little bit. Where's my scissors? Here we go. I don't like how it frayed out. Sometimes I like it when it's frayed, or I've tried to do that on purpose. Other times, not so much. So just going to get rid of some of those little fuzzies there. So then it comes together pretty quick when you do it like that. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, it can be a little intimidating to put this one together. And then for this, this piece too, we're just going to add that, because I feel like this one adds so much. So I'm just going to pop this on top of a glue dot in a couple spots, because we want this to kind of just be tucked underneath and not popped up. So I'm just going to kind of frame this. I might have to lift that up. There we go. And now those dimensionals will be on top of that. But I feel like that adds so much there. And then, of course, we need to accessorize. So this is what I brought along for the class, was iridescent foil gems here. And so these are kind of fun because you can see the iridescent, and then they kind of have some of these neutral tones on the bottom underside of the gems. And then also what coordinated, and I brought these along for my class participants to choose from, that's the adhesive back swirl dots from that Latte collection, and those coordinate really well too. So let me just grab my take your pick tool here. I'm just going to grab one larger one here, and then just kind of go up in here and over here. So like this one, I had more space to kind of do that arrangement. This one works well like that too, or some people put it down or up there, and that works out fine to do it that way too. And then for the inside, I've got that. For the inside, I just took my standard 4 by 5 1/4 measurement of the basic white, and then I brought back this floral arrangement and just inked that up in my basic gray, and then just kind of tuck that here in the corner, no coloring. But isn't that just pretty? Just really simple like that. I thought, oh, that could be just fun stationery with like an initial or something. Whoops, this one's scooting across there. Didn't send out any adhesive, it just went scooting across. But yeah, something like that, like with an initial, if you were sending like thank you notes or just a note card to somebody, I think that would be really simple and really pretty too. So that's just going to tuck on the inside there to match the outside floral, and then hardly looks the same that to that. You'd hardly know. I think it actually looks smaller even though it's colored in. So that is my inspiration for you guys today. And just take note that it's a new month, July. That's my new July host code. And I've been having fun sending out today. Okay, there we go. It looked like my whole screen disappeared. Today, I finished getting out all the packets for those that ordered in June from me, and I to get those out in the mail to you guys. And I love your surprise. Some people are like, oh my goodness, these cards. And I'm like, well, I do put that in my newsletter and everything, that if you order from me, you do get something. It's either embellishments or cards or always something from me for ordering. So, but I do love it when you do get surprised, because don't we all love going to our mailbox and seeing something a little different and a little bit more special than the normal? So yes, so thanks so much for joining in, and thank you, Amy. So I will be back again sometime next week. Next week, I can't believe it, I already have a stamp camp here planned for in-home in my house on Thursday. So I'll be prepping for that, but I still hope to pop on and give you guys a couple different examples of things that I've been working on as well too. So a little bit of mix, but I should be able to do both. And such. Hi there, Jean. And so I'll be back. Hopefully you guys have a fun 4th of July and a little bit of an extended weekend maybe too. A lot of you deserve that. It's been a long year so far, and it's like summer's half over. So I hope you can enjoy it with a long weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.